Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Maniac, how you doing? Happy Saturday. Feels good to be back. It's an English Premier League Saturday, and what's weird is it's not a Slick Saturday.
Seriously. I mean, I will give credit to Slick. You had a great week last week, so got to take time off, got to make sure that you're rested and ready to go. But yeah, it's like today is Saturday, Al, with the Premier League. You got a little baseball, but not much else sprinkled in between. It kind of reminds me of going to a fancy restaurant. You know, not everybody's going to love it, but those who do are going to find something that they like out there on the platter.
Oh, there's always something, like you said. There's whether it's MLS, you got the WTA in Montreal, you got the ATP Rogers Cups, you got the big semifinal matchups there. The dart on another underdog. We're going to get to that. But did you have any action this morning on any of this Premier League stuff?
Just watch. I just was following along with your Leicester action. I did not have anything on my own. Oh, looks like, wait, did that just close it out?
Yeah.
Leicester Wolves goes 1-0 final, and you're working on a little something. I didn't have anything big, but you are working on a big piece here this Saturday morning.
Yeah. So with obviously being the first Bills preseason game yesterday, I headed to the creek yesterday with $35. With the final $20.85 in my classic Bills future for the Super Bowl, and needed to close it out this morning with three things. That was the Man U leads over, Chelsea money line, which hit. And then Leicester a tie. I love the double chance. In soccer, that is so crucial. Obviously, it's going to be heavy juice. I mean, you can't do a double chance on someone who's like a minus 200 favorite. I mean, they're going to be like minus 1,000 to tie. But I love how you can bet double chance in soccer games.
I like taking a double chance on a favorite live once they're down 1-0. Taking them to tie or win. I feel like you get them typically at a pick. That was the case with Arsenal yesterday.
Yep.
When they're against Brentford or some team I've never heard of. Of course, they lose 2-0. So just unbelievable. So not to say that it's a pro move, but you try and find these spots. It's all about finding the value. Yeah, you can go and bet on anything. You can go sling 3 to 5 picks together that, gets it done. But it's really about finding that value, finding things that maybe aren't priced correctly, little spots and windows where, you can make 2 to 3 to even more times as much on your play.
Yeah, and something I want to bring up right away, a big matchup for the people in Buffalo is we're heading to Montreal. We're heading up north. 6 p.m. semifinals. It's Maniac's tennis. Maniac, you're the one who got me into betting tennis. I love it. Wanted to fade Pegula last night. She was up late night the night before in a 3-set battle against Danielle Rose Collins. Gets it done, and now she's an underdog again. She's been Maniac, hovering around like minus 125, plus 130 the entire tournament, it seems like. So getting pretty decent odds.
Yeah, they're keeping it as close to a pick as in most of her matchups as you can. But surprising to see her, an underdog to Georgia here. WTA 70 first-ranked player. Pegula obviously in that top 30 now. But interesting to see. And we'll see if Jessie can stay hot. But the thing is it's almost like watching her matches is a roller coaster. Like when things seem at their worst, that's when she plays their best. When she has them on the ropes in a 40-0 match point situation, things can go sideways. So I mean, it's entertaining. So that's the reason alone to tune in. But she's been making people money. 2 straight victories here in Montreal.
Yeah. Oh my God, that Thursday matchup. Talk about. I mean, like you said, tennis is the most ridiculous thing to bet on. I mean, it's out of control. I'm up 5-2, Maniac. In the third set, she's minus 4,000.
Yeah,
I'm not exaggerating. In 6 minutes, she was like minus 200.
Yeah.
Happened?
One setup with no runway to go. When you're serving for match, it's the most volatile time to get some. I love betting favorites when they're up against it in those spots because there's something about that first serve in the first set and closing out the match that just has these people going sideways, whether they're professionals or not. So it's very interesting to see. I will say Georgia has been on a little bit of a run here in August. She's undefeated so far in August, but coming off a big victory against Coco Gauff. So let's face it, a lot of sports is confidence. And when you're coming off a victory against Gauff, again, another top 30 player in her own right, WTA 24, going to be very exciting to watch her, obviously, in the coming years. you're not surprising that Gorgie has a narrow favorite with the crazy schedule that Pegula has played and with the confidence that she's playing with herself.
100%. And before we get out of tennis real quick, I know we have ATP Rogers Cup, 2 heavy favorites today. Sorry if I just botched this. We got Medvedev against Isner, the American. Medvedev heavy favorite at minus 320. And then we got T-City Potty Toddy Toddies at minus 525 against Riley Opelka. Maniac, out of those 2 favorites, Tsitsipas and Medvedev.
Tsitsipas. Stefanos Tsitsipas. I love that. That's like the first time I saw Mark Teixeira, and I'm like, Mark Teixeira. So here's the thing, Al, is you have 2 absolute world-class players in Tsitsipas and Medvedev, and I'm not going to say that Riley Opelka and John Isner aren't world-class players because they're always in tournaments, but these are absolutely what you call the big boppers. These are the guys who are dealing those top-tier serves. They probably both have a top 5 serve in the men's game. So that's why, despite having virtually no backhand game, they're both hovering around top 30 players themselves. Again, you look at the top class of these tennis players, the top 30 is really when you get the world-class players, and they're right on the fringe there. But it's going to be tough for both of them against Medvedev and Tsitsipas. I would say if I had to pick one of them to get the upset, I would pick Isner, only because sometimes Medvedev, tends to get a little lackadaisical. Yesterday, he dropped the first set before eventually winning in 3. And if he does something like that against Isner with that serve, you might only get a tie break as an opportunity to win the set with the way that Isner and Opelka serve. So will be very interesting to see what they do in Toronto today, but should be interesting matchups because they're really both the same flavor. Yeah. A world-class top-tier player in the top 5 versus, big bopper serves.
And I was just going to bring that up, how ridiculous tennis is. Medvedev loses the first set 6-2 and then has to go to a tiebreaker in both the second and third sets. So, I mean, just ridiculous. Has to win 8-6 in a tiebreak in the second set and then 7-5 in the third set. So,
that's the amazing thing is so when the favorites lose that first set, you're basically playing a comeback the entire time where you could lose the game at any point. So it's not like, it's like the third quarter the whole time. Yep. It's essentially the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go the whole time, which makes tennis so exciting to me.
Incredible. And now with some other soccer, I know we got Liverpool. They're going off 12:30 against Norwich. Heavy favorites on the road. We also have PSG at 3 p.m. Not sure if Messi's playing. I mean, I know PSG's a heavy favorite, but that's going to be a fun game to watch if Messi is in that starting lineup today at 3 p.m. And then what else? We got to talk about the Maniac parlay.
We do have to talk about it a little bit. I mean, I will say that I started it about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it is in a downturn. But with that said, it's like a stock. And right now, this stock is primed to buy. You're getting plus 227 to 1. 227 to 1. Here's what you need to happen. We got to have Djokovic win the U.S. Open. That's a money line pick. That's minus 118. We're going to check that one up. The big obstacle here is the Padres World Series. It's up to plus 1,800. Right now, the Padres are scuffling a kind of a crucial loss last night to the D-backs, 3-2. I mean, I'll call a spade a spade. It's a tough loss, but here's the thing. Just like the Avalanche getting by, the Knights would have thrusted their odds into the minus 300, minus 400. If the Padres get Fernando Tatis Jr. back, and he's expected to be activated, within the next week or so here, and he's at full throttle, that lineup is at full throttle. Those pitchers can get hot anytime. You got Darvish. Snell, yes, his numbers on the season, 5 ERA, 1.5 whip, absolutely terrible. But doesn't that just signify, Vegas's hand a little bit more here? They don't want to give the Padres huge leverage at a 25, 30 to 1, which they typically should be. Right now, they're only an 18 to 1.
18 to 1, yep.
So lock in. So you got Djokovic at minus 118. You got the Padres currently at plus 18 to 1. You got them at 18 to 1, plus 1,800. And the Bills AFC Championship. How great is that 2 weeks going to be? When the Bills win the AFC Championship, this parlay hits, and you get to cash that ticket in the weeks up to the Super Bowl. I'm still very sold on it. I might be hedging a little bit, maybe do Padres to win, to make the playoffs at minus 400 and toss that in with the others for some appetizers on the Maniac parlay, but I'm still confident in it, Al, and you should be confident in it too, because you out there are getting it at 227 to 1.
I mean, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season the Giants would be in first place in the National League, it's just incredible. I mean, right now, in the wild card spots, you have the Dodgers and the Padres.
The Giants are doing like having one of the most incredible regular seasons in recent memory. If you really think about where they are in the division, where the Dodgers and Padres have been expected to compete all year. And let me just say this, Al. Bay Area team with a guy injured going into a playoff run. Little Tampa Bay Lightning vibe for those San Diego Padres. Getting a superstar back at the right time. I know the only difference is that they won the championship the year before for the Lightning. So they did have the confidence going in. But when you get a superstar, and that is what Fernando Tatis Jr. is, back, that could change anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need right now. Is there any timeline on Tatis?
They were expecting him to be activated this weekend, I was reading on Twitter. So like people were upset that he wasn't already, but with that said, all I need him is by September 1st.
Okay. And then I know we're both on Pagula today. That's a lock, guaranteed, locking that in for that 6 p.m. matchup. What about you? Any other plays today, parlays, any action that you're liking?
Just looking at the baseball side of things, I do like Brewers Pirates under 7. I think they're going to be playing a double dip. That's why it's so low. So yeah, game 1.
Yep.
I like them. They're raring to go, but at the same time, the Brewers really just want to get this W for their playoff picture, their playoff aspirations as well. They're going to try and keep the Pirates locked down. I like that game going under 7 minus 120. So that's at 2:30. So that's about 2 hours away if you want to lock that in.
And that's the first baseball game of the day. I don't understand how there's not a 1 o'clock game on a Saturday.
Hasn't that been the case a lot this season? Yes. I've been pretty disappointed with that. I mean, again, you talk about wanting to make your product appeal to, are they afraid about going up against soccer, Al?
It makes absolutely no sense why on a Saturday you don't have a 12 p.m. or 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's like it seems like I think the week before was like Blue Jays at 3:37 was the first game.
And like, where's some like flex scheduling here? Like, you couldn't move Orioles Red Sox from forward to like 1. I get these are like MLB teams, but you just played the most watched regular season game in 17 years the other night, right?
16 years, yep.
Yeah, 16 years. So why aren't you trying to get these eyes on these screens right now? But yeah, again, it's the more you see NBA and NFL just effortlessly doing everything right, the more you see MLB and NHL just finding ways to drop the ball, plain and simple.
Doesn't make any sense. And then, yeah, I got a 2-team parlay at minus 110. 2 heavy favorites today, one being your Padres bouncing back tonight after that loss.
This is almost a can't-lose game for the Padres, and they're only minus 215.
No, and if Meerkat's watching right now, this always happens with the Dart. It breaks his heart in a game, and then like the next time they bounce back. Remember when the Dart was hitting the Canadians, and then the Leafs would win, and then when he wasn't on the Canadians win. So that's
Typically, the greatness of the Dart is that when him and Meerkat aren't on the same page, that's when it's at its strongest.
Yep. So loving the Padres tonight, and then Red Sox. Heavy favorite, Sale on the bump. So just a Sale, Red Sox, Padres, money line parlay. Minus 110. Keeping it simple today.
I don't like to go against you, but just like I wouldn't be betting, PSG and Messi's first game. What did I do in Zion Williamson's first game? Spurs plus 7.5, and they were covering like the whole game. Like
we talked about that. Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, I guess the over/under's 10, right, Al?
Yep.
But the Red Sox minus 1.5 is minus 1.7. So it's saying that the Orioles are going to score some runs, but they're just thinking that the Red Sox lineup's going to be too much.
Yes. So
if it was 8.5, I'd be like, wow, they're expecting like Sale to deal.
Oh, isn't this beautiful?
That is beautiful. Show that bad boy off, folks.
I'm just so
yeah. So we did the math. What it was basically like an 18 or a 20 to 1 you've hit so far on that slip, right? So because then you multiply it by 10 or whatever and get 200 to 1.
Yeah, that slip's over. It's done.
Yeah, well, it's in the ready position. That's what we got to call it.
It's in the ready position. So I'll be posting this right after that. But yeah, I mean, I told you I was doing the math. I have the Bills at around 46 to 1 right now.
That's awesome. 46 to 1 on odds, and they got them at 12.
Yes, got them at 12. They were first at 13. Now they're down to 12. So it's them and the Packers at 12 to 1. And I was thinking, I got to start building some inventory on an NFC team. I think it's got to be the Packers. I'm not touching the Bucs. I'm definitely not doing that. Not enough value there in that play. But I could just the storyline, Rodgers last year in Green Bay. You could see a potential rematch in the postseason. Brady versus Rodgers. So I'll tell you right now, I was on Rodgers at home -3 to the Bucks. So
I would like a bet where could I get this for even money? Chiefs and Bucks both not to be in the Super Bowl. Because they're both heavy favorites, plus 475, plus 650, and then the next highest team is plus 1,200, and you have a slew of teams at plus 1,400. So they kind of have them in a tier of their own, but I'm telling you, I like the play for neither of them to be in the Super Bowl this year.
So, okay, so with you saying that, what's your potential Super Bowl matchup?
Bills-Packers or Bills-Rams.
Okay. All right.
And I get it. Those are the two favorites, but I do like Stafford with LA. I think that the LA spreads are going to be great bets this year. Remember when McVay had Goff and he was just like going off that first year and then Goff kind of regressed? I think with Stafford, someone who could put up 40 to 50 touchdowns, which he's shown he can do.
Yep.
McVay will have some fun there. And obviously Rodgers and co has something to prove this year. Now, is Randall Cobb the guy to do it? I mean, because you need depth receivers. We saw that last year with the Bills. I mean, they were kind of struggling when Brown went out for a little bit in the middle of the season there, things like that. But it'll be interesting.
I'll sprinkle.
Well, you need to sprinkle 1,000%. We got Richie chiming in. He agrees with me. Bills Rams would be electric.
Yeah, I love that. Rams Packers. I'll start sprinkling, and my Cowboys at 33-1. Just win.
If you could have the Bills play, I know this is DDZ, but since we're gambling, if you could have the Bills play any team in the Super Bowl this year, who would it be?
Who would I want?
Assuming that team is obviously good enough to make the Super Bowl. You obviously can't be like, the New York Giants, who are terrible this year.
I mean, Bills Bucks would be unbelievable.
It does feel like if they have to win the Super Bowl, they got to beat Brady.
It would be unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily want that, but
I know.
It would just be ridiculous.
I hear you.
I mean, talk about a 2-week lead up to a Super Bowl.
Once you catch the Maniac parlay, it'll be amazing.
Yeah. Yep. And then wait, the Super Bowl is in LA, right?
Is it this year?
So right, is it Rams potential there? Like Stevie, some guy named Steve right there. Bills Rams, is it? Or am I wrong?
Inglewood, California.
Wow.
Yep.
And that's why they went for Stafford. They want the home Super Bowl.
And I think this is going to be one of the way that the weeks work out, like the NFL regular season's ending later this year. So is this the lead up to President's Week where everyone's going to have off Monday? It says the Super Bowl is February 13th.
No, it's the day before Valentine's Day. I think President's Day is the weekend after.
Oh, my God. Valentine's Day is shot this year.
Yeah, Valentine's Day's on a Monday. It's over.
Ooh.
Yeah, not good. No.
All right. A lot of people are going to be gambling with their relationships on that one. Gamble responsibly, folks.
Awesome. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to an episode of Degenerate Danger Zone here on this Saturday. Hopefully you're tuning in, every Wednesday night. We got free money football with Steve, Meerkat, Tybee, so definitely be tuning into that. And we got I think college football is under 12 to 13 days now away from betting on college football. So we'll have a lot more shows, a lot of more action coming. Maniac, any last thoughts?
No, I just hope everybody has a good day out there. Let's get some W's. Yeah, because it's really about building that bankroll for the end of this month when the real Champions League starts football.
And Maniac, it's just the weather today. Ugh.
Terrible day for the weather.
Hey, good night now.
Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet